If I give you cosine 6x sine 2x, write the product as a sum or difference. Write the product as a sum or difference. Are we going from product to sum?
Yeah.
So that's the ones you want, right? What do you think?
Do you have to like solve it, or are we just like simply putting it in the
Simply putting it in. You don't have this one memorized, I think.
Yeah, not yet.
So what would it be?
1/2 sine 8x
What?
minus sine
1/2 sine what?
1/2 sine 8x minus sine 2x.
That's your answer. Now, this time, if I give you sine of 165 degrees, cosine of 75 degrees, right? It says use product to sum formula to find the exact value. What? Yes, you do. But what do I come up with?
1/2.
Okay. You all agree?
Yeah.
240 degrees. What's next?
Plus sine.
Oh, I bet the 1/2 should have a parenthesis after it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then what is it?
Plus sine 90 degrees.
So I need a triangle to find out the sine of 240 degrees. What quadrant is that in? Okay. 60, right? And so this is negative radical 3, 2, and -1. So I have 1/2. What's the sine of 240 degrees? Huh?
Negative 3. Yeah, negative radical 3.
Plus, what's the sine of 90 degrees?
Pi over 2.
No. That's what it is in radians. That is not the sine of it.
It's, oh.
Is this the sine graph?
Yeah.
So at 90 degrees, where am I? 1.
Oh.
So this could be my answer, by the way, right? Couldn't it? I can be through right there. Or I can distribute the 1/2 and say I have negative radical 3 over 4 plus 1/2. I could change this to 2 over 4. Negative radical 3 plus 2 over 4. Right? All right. Now, what if I want to go sum to product? This time I have this. And I want to find the exact value using sum to product. What do I do?
Are we just putting it into the formula, or are we solving it?
Solving it.
Okay.
But I have to put it in the formula first, don't I?
Yeah.
So what's sine minus sine? cosine what?
45 degrees.
45 degrees. Is that right? So this is 2. What's the cosine of 45 degrees?
Shouldn't it be 60 degrees?
Should this be 60?
No, that's the second one. Well, you have to divide by 2. Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's the cosine of 45? Times, what's the sine of 30? You all agree? 1/2?
Yes.
Yeah.
So isn't this radical 2 over 2? Okay? Haven't done anything hard yet, have I? Okay, how about an identity now? You ready for an identity? Yes, no, maybe. All right. Y'all aren't in a talkative mood today, are you? Tangent of theta is sine of 3 theta minus sine of theta over cosine 3 theta plus cosine theta. Gosh, what? Well, but, okay, we are doing sum product or product sum. All right? Aren't we? So, since we're doing product sum or sum product, will one of those work? Because the only identities on the test, there are 2 of them. The only identities on the test are either sum product or product sum. All right? So, is this going to be sum product? Okay, so what is it? By the way, I'm doing the right, aren't I? 2 cosine 2 theta over, is it over? Okay. Cosine theta. And look what cancels. The 2's, the cosine of 2 theta, and do I have tan theta? Are we okay with identities? And part of it is, you've done them enough now, you don't just panic when you see one. Am I right? I hope. Sometimes. Well, you know you're going to use sum product or product sum, right? We ready to solve equations? That's what's next. Solve the equation. Everything left on the test is solving equations, which we've been doing for a week. So no biggie, right? Solve an easy one. Here is my interval. What if I have cosine x equals negative radical 3 over 2? quadrants does that happen in?
2 and 3.
There's not much of an equation here, is there? 2 and 3. So in quadrant 2, it is cosine, so this is negative radical 3, this is 2. What is that angle? Pi over 6. So what is my answer?
5 pi over 6.
And
7 pi.
5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6? Okay. What if I have sine of x equals radical 2 minus sine of x? What should I do?
To get the sine of x's together.
Okay, how?
You add sine of x to sine of x.
So I have 2 sine of x equals radical 2. What does sine of x equal?
Radical 2 over 2.
So what is x?
It is pi over 4
And
3 pi over.
and 3 pi.
okay. What if I have, I'm still 0 to 2 pi, 5 plus sine of 3x equals 4. What now? So what do I have? Sine of 3x equals negative 1. When is sine negative 1?
3 pi over 2.
Now,
Then you have to do 3.
I sort of say, since it's 3x, do I have to do 3 rotations?
Yeah.
So I have 3x equals 3 pi over 2. 3x equals what? What do I add to 3 pi over 2?
2 pi.
2 pi?
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as adding 4 pi over 2?
So that's going to be 7 pi over 2.
7 pi over 2. And 3x equals
13 pi. 11 pi over 2.
11 pi over 2.
And divide by 3 now.
So x is pi over 2, right? 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Right? How is that? You know they're going to get harder, don't you?
Oh, yeah. How many columns are going to be identities on them?
2, I think. I'll double check here in just a second.
Not identities, equations.
Oh, I don't know. Just a second. I'll have to count. Okay. What if I have cotangent x minus 1 times 2 sine of x plus 1 equals 0? Since it's already factored, can I just set each factor equal to 0? So does cotangent of x equal 1 and sine of x equal negative 1/2? Right? When is cotangent 1?
pi over 4,
and
5 pi over 4.
Okay, good. When is sine negative a half?
7 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6.
Oh, very good.
Not what the heck, so don't be too pressed.
So, all right. You still got the right answer. You okay with that? All right. What if I have this? Can I get sine squared x by itself? So do I have sine squared x equals 1/2? What does sine of x equal? Plus or minus radical 2 over 2. Don't forget plus or minus. So is that going to happen in all 4 quadrants?
Yeah.
And what is my reference angle? So I have pi over 4, then what?
3 pi over 4.
But then you have to check your answers, right?
Because you squared it. No, only if you square it, not square root. Okay. Okay, what if I have 2 cosine squared x plus 5 cosine x plus 2 equals 0? Will it factor? Is that what you're working on? How does it factor?
Cosine x plus 2, and then 2 cosine x equals 1.
Cosine x plus 2, 2. Is that what you all got?
And then
Okay,
whenever you
hang on. Everybody okay with the factoring?
Yeah.
Now what?
When you get cosine x equals -2 and cosine x equals -1/2, but -2 can't happen. So that's how.
So I mark this one out. So when is cosine negative 1/2?
Of pi over
2 pi
3.
over 2 pi
So
over
it'd
3
be
and 4. Yeah.
2 pi over 3? And what?
4 pi over 3.
Right? Two sine squared x minus cosine x plus 1 equals 0. Here, if cosine,
Yeah, never mind. I'm seeing it now.
are you okay? That's why this is nice, because I didn't erase it, I just moved it. All right, what are we going to do? I can't work it with some sine and some cosine.
Why don't you change the sine squared x to 1 minus cosine squared x?
That's a great idea. So instead of this, I have 1 minus cosine squared x, which gives me 2 minus 2 cosine squared x minus cosine of x plus 1 equals 0.
So then you get 2 cosine squared x minus, or no, it'd be negative 2
Negative 2 cosine squared x minus cosine x plus 3. Okay, now what?
You want to change your song, all your songs to.
So
the
have
first number is
2
negative.
cosine squared x plus cosine x minus 3 equals 0.
Yeah. And then you factor it.
Okay? Factor it for me.
3, you get negative 2 and positive 3 over 2.
Yep, so what does that give me?
Cosine x minus 1. 2 cosine x plus 3.
You all agree? So cosine x equals 1, and cosine x equals negative 3 halves. And that can't happen, can it?
No, if it's more than 1.
Okay.
And then cosine x is 1 at 0 and, yeah, 0. Right? 0.
It's too high. It's
Can I do 2 more? We're okay on time. We get out early, but we're still okay. I figure the more I do, the better shot you all have tomorrow. Because you've seen more examples. You've seen more, right?
Yeah.
So if I have secant squared x minus tan x equals 1.
I would change secant squared x to 1 plus tan x. Tan squared x.
1 plus tan squared x?
Yeah, and then I'd also move the 1 over to the.
Okay, so 1 plus tan squared x minus tan x minus 1 equals 0. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. And then the 1s would cancel.
So I have tan squared x minus tan x equals 0. Pull out a tan x.
Yeah.
So tan x times tan x minus 1.
And then you just set it all in.
Okay, so tan x equals 0, and tan x equals 1, right? When is tan 0? Is tan y over x, right? So is y equal to 0, and x can be 1 or x can be negative 1, right? So what is x?
0.
0 and
Pi.
pi. And when is tan 1?
well, it's pi over 2.
No, not pi over 2.
Pi over 4.
Pi over 4.
Pi over 4
Five.
and
Five.
5 pi over 4.
I was thinking like, you know.
Okay? Sine of x minus sine of 3x. Could I maybe use some product? Do you think? So, what would some product be? What?
2 cosine 2x.
2 cosine 2x sine negative x. Right? So is this negative 2 cosine 2x sine x?
Oh, we can pull out the 2 cosine.
Well, could I just set cosine 2x equal to 0 and sine of x equal to 0? Could I just do that with it? Well, what happens if I divide both sides by negative 2?
They all get equal to 0.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about the negative 2. Now, when is cosine 0?
Zero and 5.
0. But since it's a 2x, no, that's not where cosine equals 0. That's what they told me, but that's not where it equals.
Is it pi
Pi over
over
2.
Oh, yeah.
Pi over 2, and what?
3 pi over 2?
Now, since it's 2x, do I need 2 rotations? So what is it next? 5 pi over 2? And what? 7 pi over 2. Okay. So this is pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4, right? Now, when is sine 0? 0 and pi.